Boys, Animator vs Animation 12 just came out the other day, and there's so much to see from this animation just beneath the surface. So today, I'm gonna go over everything you missed in the latest episode of Absolute Peak. The episode starts on a little pinup board that the glasses agent is using. This shit was definitely created by the victim, bro. I can smell the hatred. They added Yellow's picture to it that they used for the wanted posters. When I first watched episode 10, I thought they captured everyone, but no. Turns out he just beat the shit out of them, took Yellow, and left the others to rot. Come on, agent, what did you think was gonna happen? They put Yellow in the same room that the Chosen One was in, and only now am I realizing that the mind reader has a save icon to it. Any unks in the chat remember what this was supposed to be before computers? Anyway, Orange, I'm not saying the second coming every time, got a little peeping hole in his cage now, so once he sees his butt in there, he starts crashing out. Meanwhile, Agent's got the split screen vision. Bro was able to synchronize the clips by hand, bro. How the fuck? Am I just bad? That should not be possible. On Yellow's side, we get the media offline thing. It's a nice way to represent that, well, he died. And then came back to life. Everyone here is flabbergasted, including the Dark Lord. Oh yeah, spoilers for the episode, by the way. I don't know why you're here if you care about spoilers, but anyway, I would just like to say... Well, we don't see his body, so I'm assuming he's not dead, so I'm assuming he will come back in a later episode. I fucking knew it! Anyway, yep, as we see later in the video, Dark Lord was in their security cameras. Pro is the real hacker, I can't lie. I'm sure there were shots in earlier episodes with these security cameras that before this episode we just thought were to show how much control Victim had in this area. But now, it's got an entirely different meaning. Agent downloads information on how to summon Alan Becker. This shit is so creative, bro. I need some kind of glasses that do all this. Meanwhile, Orange is still tweaking out. They're gonna hear you, bro. They're gonna know that you saw, man. You're supposed to be in a little dark cage with no peeping holes, bro. They're gonna know you have a window. He tried using his powers, which, you know, famously not very good at. Valid crash out here, I'm not gonna lie. But it blows your cover, but valid. Now, here's a small detail that has a massive implication on the whole Animator versus Animation timeline. So, bro gets his power of friendship flashback. Well, kind of the complete opposite actually. They're digging into him right now, except for Blue, who reminds him of his meditation, the thing that Orange told him to do during his episode in Animation versus Addiction. Go watch my video on that if you haven't, by the way. So, this has multiple implications depending on how you view it. One way you can view it, it's completely unrelated to the Addiction episode and is simply an Easter egg. 2, it is a callback to the episode and means that it and a bunch of the other episodes are canon to Animator versus Animation. And 3, I'm just thinking too much into it. Now, if 1 is correct, it means nothing really. But if 2 is correct, then how did bro end up here? And does that mean all the Minecraft stuff is canon? Was the Minecraft icon here during one of these episodes? I guess it kind of makes sense since Purple and King were off-world and wouldn't be able to help during any of the Animator versus Animation episodes. And they do live in the same place where this arc happens, but like, how do we get here? How do we get back? Do they just randomly pull up in like random voids like that every day? And how come bro didn't activate his superpowers during the climax of the greatest arc in animation history? I'm just not gonna think about it. I think I'm overthinking it anyway. Anyway, Orange takes his own advice, begins meditating, and is out of the episode. Agent finally downloads everything he needs. Long ass download, bro. Those glasses must be as bad as my old laptop. Takes the Chosen One and moves out to the location. When I first saw this shit moving, I thought it was Orange tapping into his powers or something, but no. Now we know it's one of these little spider things camouflaged as a security camera. Meanwhile, the gang begins their stealth mission. Good job, it only took you a whole ass year. But unlike before, these guys hear all the commotion they make. Like, see Orange, if they were in the room with you, they would have heard you crashing out like that, man. Anyway, the gang split up for some reason, and the goons follow suit. Cut back to the dynamic duo. Only now am I noticing the 100% thing here. I fucking love these zoom glasses, man. They're so creative. We get a screen of all the places that the Outback? I deadass forgot the name of this place, bro. I made a whole ass lore video. What the hell, man? Some of them say tethered, some of them don't. I'm assuming the entrances to some of them were destroyed during the Chosen One and Dark Lord's battle, but I don't know. Meanwhile, Red runs into one of the goons. And guys, now begins one of the sorriest displays of any villain group I have ever seen. Like, back in episode 8 and 9, these guys were proper menaces. Like, Chosen One had his money cut out for him, Second Coming had his work cut out for him, until he started using his pen. Okay, this should have been my first red flag. Actually, no! Even against the Chosen One, Agent was the only one standing on business. These 3 are frauds! Like, look at this fight! Bro is getting beat by doors! Doors! The Roblox game! My brother beats doors! You can't blow this shit up! Bro has all these weapons but can't even land one shot. I'm sick!
Bro.
Granted, these guys are born to fight, and of course have a better environment to use than whatever sticks and stones Orange had available. But bro, without Agent around, these goons are ass! Like, okay, somehow he got the random code to open the door. Bro had god luck, nothing you can do there. But my guy, your hand is right there! You can see it says pull! Move your arm down 2 fucking centimeters and open the door! What are you doing? Another reference to other AVA media. Meanwhile, Undyne over here.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
That's a 3 count if I've ever seen one. Getting beat by a door was embarrassing, but look at this, bro. He lost to the janitor. I'm sick,
bro. Oh my god.
Bro, someone signed this motherfucker up to the WWE. Look at this. Actually, you know what? Fuck that, bro. It's too innocent for the WWE. There are too many criminals there. Anyway, I don't know what the sheep are gonna do, but they're free now. Why were they collecting sheep again? Now for Blue's fights. Bro, this is kind of dark. Since when were they making clones? And why? And how? I can't lie. Blue put the most work into his fight. He got put in some kind of bullet hell. He did some clean ass dodges. He got jumped. And okay, was that really necessary? But the ending? Who put the single-dimensional bomb on the team? What the fuck? Wow, is he gonna drown in there?
I am under the water. Please help me.
Bro, you guys are frauds. These bombs and the other episode did a better job than getting these guys, bro. Get the off the force. TSPMO ICL. Let's just move on, bro. Now, after 3 or so episodes, we finally get back to Alan, who I guess had just been waiting there the whole time. Finally gets a pop-up from the gang again. Sees the exact same one from last time, and he's like, bro, I guess they only have one way to do it. Me personally, I'd be skeptical as fuck. I rolled over to my friend's house when I thought they were hacked once, but I suppose things change when you're dealing with sentient stick figures. Motherfucker, you fell for this? You really needed that pop-up blocker, huh? You're dumb as hell. I guess it makes sense for Victim to know about all these scam things since his whole purpose was to destroy them, but damn, how can you be this dumb, Alan? You're renaming nothing to possibly the most powerful title of all time. If I remember anything from those videos I made on this series, I remember the titles. There was a hierarchy of sorts, going Victim at the bottom, then the Chosen One, then the Dark Lord, then the Second Coming, and now Hacker. I guess he didn't know how strong Hacker was, which I doubt he didn't. But it doesn't take a genius to think that giving someone the Hacker title might be dangerous. Like, bro didn't give anyone Hacker during the Dark Lord arc, and yet he's giving it to fucking nobody when they're being sus as fuck. Where's the rest of the gang? Why is Yellow here? What are you even renaming? I'm getting lightheaded, bro. I gotta stop yelling. I don't know if the changing of the letters did anything, but either way, Victim is now the strongest character in the show. Good job, Alan. Bro, even Orange knew you fucked up, and he's yonks away. Now, this Hacker ability gives Hacker, I'm not calling him Victim anymore, gives him a whole lot of data, including attack, CTX, lasso, letting us know that his abilities comprise of what he had before, except now he has instant access to him. Though I think Agent over there has the same instant access, but whatever. Along with attack Vec, phishing. Now, as a former computer science student, I can tell you that phishing is basically a specific way of saying scamming. Somehow, his hacker abilities let him know that Alan just got baited. I don't know how it does that, but good on you, I guess. But finally, something I don't have to search up, bro. Let's go. And once we get to the other two, we get some pretty important information. First, the structure. Okay, I guess that doesn't actually matter, but now he knows what everything is made of. Second, the satellite. I don't know, someone tell me what all this means in the comments. But most importantly, the Chosen One. So we see his class as stick figure, most likely the same as most characters in the show, but depending on who they are and where they're from, we could see different classes in the future and possibly different ways of how the stick figures interact with each other. See, like, all the agents are going to be different classes. And the Fighting Four, would they be stick figures or would they be the Fighting Four? I don't know. And I also don't know what permissions mean, like if it's admin access or powers or whatever, but basically, with his newfound power, he is able to control the cursor and remove his abilities. Holy shit. The Chosen One is just some bum now. Is he gonna drown?
I am under the water.
Crazy that he didn't finish off the guy who killed your girl, but okay. You do you, King. Oh shit, is King gonna see the flyers they printed out? We got 2 new titles today. the strongest and the weakest. Theoretically, if Alan's cursor wasn't around, would Hacker just be able to create his own? He could use that to take away all Orange's powers. Speaking of Orange, how does bro beat this? Hacker doxes Alan and figures out how to get to him. I probably could have told you that. Look at it's got a fucking hole in it. Bro fires a pot shot directly into Alan's PC and now has backdoor access to the PC. Alan, you're fucked, bro. You gotta back up your files, turn off the computer, do something, bro. Didn't they teach you this in computer science class? Oh, and there's the Dark Lord, by the way. Hacker pulls up to Alan's PC and does some redecorating, either to aura farm, make things back to how he remembers it, to mess with Alan, or he just doesn't have control over it. But he turns the computer back a few updates. Oh hey, there's the Minecraft icon. Wait, what the fuck? It disappeared first? Is that important, chat? Maybe it's just fucking off so it can't be used for the plot. Anyway, Monica, Sans, all you fourth wall breaking bums take notes. Because somehow, Hacker uses the electrical wires connected to the PC to fuck with his actual lights. I know the gang has used the wires connected to the PC to enter his phone and DS and whatnot before, but this has some crazy implications. Could he just get to the electrical grid and fuck with an entire city, country, or even the world's power? I don't know. If it wasn't sick enough, we get another fight from Alan that rivals his previous work in the greatest battle of animation history. Again, go check out my video on that if you have the chance. Where Hacker gives himself an eyeball. I don't really know what tech that's supposed to be. You let me know what that is in the comments. Where he uses all the weapons he's been so fond of in the previous episodes. Where he gives Alan in the real world a scare. I don't know if that's a feat for Hacker or just Alan being an absolute bum. Where he breaks the digital version of the screen, and where he destroys all of Alan's files and important data. Bro, I told you to make a fucking backup. Call back to when Alan made a cursor in one of the previous episodes. Surely Hacker can do this too, right? Finally, Alan closes down the computer, and we get to see what it looks like in the digital world's perspective when a PC goes offline. Hacker is left alone with his thoughts until... Bro's power level is off the charts, but the powers themselves are off. Is this because of the beating he took, or because the mission is complete? Or is he just like done it to not come off as a threat? Also, it says he was modified in 2018. Was this when he betrayed the Chosen One? When he got the superpowered band? Or is it when he got his ass beat, he permanently lost all his abilities? Probably the second one, because it does look like he can use some of his abilities. But regardless, the Dark Lord has found a replacement, destructive partner in crime in Victim. He promises to bring back his girlfriend, which, if you watch this video, we know is very, very possible. Well, not for him. Bro might just be yapping, to be honest. And also, Victim, didn't you figure he's just as much of a reason for your girlfriend's death as the Chosen One? Anyway guys, that does it for this video. Every little detail that I noticed in this new episode, let me know if you learned anything or if I missed anything. I'd love to make more videos on this series and the lore implications of this episode, but I gotta get back to Silksong. I'll see you in the future.